Is business science? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about this idea. I've got this little diagram here of the scientific method, and different people have outlined what they consider the scientific method to be through the years, but I was always taught that it comes down to basically having a question about something. You have a question about something, you do research about that question, and you come up with a hypothesis. The hypothesis is your guess of what will occur. If this and that happen, will this one thing occur? And then you go about testing it. You go about actually putting it into motion. And then after all that's done, if it occurs the way you want it to occur, or it doesn't occur the way you want it to occur, you can extrapolate a whole bunch of ideas off of that. And then you can say, this is why something happened, and you could put it out there and have it reviewed by your peers and all this other stuff. This is all just pieces of what I would consider the scientific method. But that key idea of having an idea, putting it out there, guessing on what would occur with it. This is what business is. And if you go into business thinking that it's something else, thinking that it's some type of guarantee, then you're missing the point. All business is a test. It's all just a big test. You're making hopefully an educated guess, but you're making a guess. You're saying, I think these people would like to exchange this service or product for this thing. And most of the time we have a cash value because we live in a currency-based economy. So we say for this many dollars or what have you. That's all it is. We have this hypothesis that we put out there, and then we start putting it into motion. And as you're putting it into motion, sometimes the toughest thing isn't, we think that the tough thing is getting enough of these things made and getting it in front of the people. Really, it's most of the time it's finding the person to line up with the item, the product, the service, the widget, the thing we're trying to exchange. Finding those right people and putting them in the same room or on the same web page as that item, and being able to make your pitch and explain why they need that item, that service, that widget. That's the main thing. That's the toughest thing. And you don't think that's going to be the tough thing. You think it's all the logistics that are going to be tough. Sometimes they are. I'm not going to say that sometimes that can completely kill a business, is the logistics of it. But a lot of times, a whole lot of times, it comes down to what we consider sales and marketing, which is the process of lining up that person with the item in the right place at the right time and having a message that makes the connection. Does pricing add into it? Yeah. Pricing can dissuade, and pricing can encourage, and it doesn't, just because something's high doesn't mean it's dissuading, and just because something's low doesn't mean it's encouraging. That pricing there's a whole psychology to pricing that we've discussed here before, and something to pay very close attention to, because it isn't what you think it is in most cases. But in business is a test. Business is the scientific method in motion. And if you can remove the emotion out of the situation and remove the personality of it being you and your business and something that you've got to make happen or whatever else, and just see it as a test. And you don't, in any test, you're not going to put out more than you can afford to lose. If the test goes wrong, you don't take it personal. You just keep moving. You figure out what needs to change with the test to make it go the direction you want to, because hopefully it's a hypothesis that you're trying to achieve, right? Not something that you're not trying to achieve. We wouldn't normally set up a business saying, I think this business is going to fail, and then moving forward and letting it fail, because it's more likely to fail than not fail. A test is more likely to go the wrong way than the right way when you're dealing with any science. But business really is science. Business is something else too. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. If you're wanting to know how to get that connection, though, how to get in front of people and make that connection, it's more of what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. It's more of the art end of business, and there is an art to business. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, so come on back for that. But in the meantime, if you want to learn how to be able to make that connection, I've got a training on this. It's all on content marketing. Content marketing is probably the best, simplest, especially nowadays, a way for you to be able to get your message out there and to truly connect, not just once, but forever with your end prospective client, customer, patient, what have you. Go check out my training. It's at contentmarketingquestion.com. But what's the question? The question is, will content marketing even work for me? And we're going to answer that question in the training, contentmarketingtraining.com. You have a great night. We'll be back next time. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.